Hey everyone, how are you? Tech issues? No, not tech issues. Just getting ready. Getting stuff off. Trish is off. Why did she get past her expiration date? Is that what's going on? That's a bad joke. Ping. Don't say things like that. Wendy. Hey, and Wendy, how are you? Good to see you. Marilyn Landis. Uh, let's see who else is here. Mama Mia. Moon Shadow, my friend Moon Shadow. Angela. Gila's here. Mr. DJ's here. Andrew's here. Andrew, do you want me to mispronounce some words for you tonight? I can do that. I can do that for you. Rachel's here. Mamma Mia. Who else do we have? All right. All right. I think that's about it. It's pretty late. I know it's late. Hey, I had to sleep in. Sue me. Sue me. I decided to sleep in today and get some rest. All right. There is a investigation going on in Sydney. I want to show you a bit more about it. It's an interesting one, and then I'll get the camera on. Where is it? Looks like a very sad case of some children. Yeah, 3 children. No. Australia, ping. Do you know countries, ping? No, I don't apparently. Here. It's in England, not Australia. It's an Australian newspaper, but it's a UK story. There you go. So they're saying here the deaths of 3 children in southeast England are being investigated as a murder, according to local police. They're saying a 3-year-old called Dominique and his 2 brothers, they're both 2 years old. Yeah, Nicodem and I can't pronounce this third one, Casper. I have no idea. Were found alongside their father at a property in Bremer Road in Staines in August 31st. That was a while ago. What was that? A week ago. A week ago. They said Surrey police officer said they're not looking for anyone else in connection with the investigation. Here's a photo of the sweet little kids here. You know, we see far too many of these type of stories around the world. Doesn't matter what country it is. Doesn't matter if it's Australia, the UK, USA, other countries. They probably have it in Asia too. It happens far too frequently. Far too frequently. And yeah. When he says you're entitled to a sleep in on the Saturday, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Yeah, so let me grab you a little bit more about this. Man, I feel like we read at least one of these, what, every week, every fortnight, something like that. It's not that uncommon. All right, let's head over to the BBC. Yeah, we could head over to the BBC. There we go. They have the same photo for some reason. There you go. Probably because, sorry, police gave it to them. They're saying the 3 deaths of the 3 children at the house in Surrey with their father are being treated as murder. They're not saying that the father's death is being treated as a murder, so this sounds like a murder S word. Says here their father has been identified as a Polish national, age 31. Apparently, the mother of the children is being supported by specially trained officers right now to help her through like this devastating news. Obviously, hey, give me 1 second. I have to fix something. Hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry, I saw a tech issue. All right, so they're saying here, police said inquests into their deaths are due to take place next week. That's the one thing I love about the UK. They move so quickly with their inquests. Like the one we had a few months ago was a Taylor Swift dance studio day or whatever, and that guy came, young fella, and he killed a few people, hurt a bunch more. That inquest took place very fast, right? Like a week later. Australia, they're like, yeah, you can have an inquest, and we're gonna book you in for November the 31st in 2097. That's the first date we have that where we could do an inquest. It's just it takes forever down here for some reason. We have smaller population, but it seems to take forever. They said here the force previously said it had referred itself to the Independent Office for Police Conduct due to previous contact with the family. That's ominous. The IOPC said on Tuesday that the previous contact in August 2023 related to concerns about a man's mental health and determined that an investigation into previous contact was not required. So they've already ruled themselves out of this investigation and inquiry, meaning that the local police thought it was the right thing to do to refer themselves just due to like previous history, and they've already ruled it out, saying there's nothing there to investigate, basically. They're saying here that the children have been described as full of life and happiness by the grieving mother. In a statement, she said, he was an amazing husband and father to our three boys. He loved us with all his heart and would have done anything for us. I'm concerned about that wording. Our boys were happy, active children full of life and happiness. They were always smiling. And even when I looked sad, they would say, Mummy, smile like us. That is very sad. Here's a bit of a memorial that people have put up with some, flowers and things like that. They said police were called by the ambulance service to the house on Saturday, where the bodies of three children and their father were located inside. Detective Constable Inspector, wow, that's a weird title, Kimball Eddy said, I would like to express that's not a word thing, my sincere condolences to the family for their loss. They will continue to be supported by specialist officers as our investigation continues. I would ask that their privacy is respected at what is a tremendously difficult time for them. The inquest into their death, the death of the father and the three children, is expected to be opened and adjourned on the 10th of September. So that means they're going to open an inquest and probably close it and defer it to a later date. So it sounds like what's probably going to happen. They're not going to actually run the inquest on the 10th. They're just going to open it, put it into the system, and then push it off till probably till the investigation is finalized. They said here the force added that postmortems on all the people involved would take place in due course, whatever that means, whenever they get around to it, whenever they can. There you go. There's a photo of the father and the three kids. Wait, why am I wearing this? Yeah. I don't know. You tell me, Moonshadow. You tell me. I think I forgot. Here we go. Rachel, I said, I believe there was a similar case in Utah last week. We have it all the time. I mean, I think I've read about 50 of them this year alone. It's really awful. Really, really awful. Like, what are the signs that we're missing? And if there are, the previous contact a year ago, and I hope the inquest looks into it, were there any steps taken between August 2023 and September 2024 to keep an eye on the family, keep an eye on his mental health, do an investigation of any sort, anything, something? Is that what we're going to find out, that they just kind of knocked on the door and went, we got a report that you're acting crazy? And they're going to be like, and he's going to say, oh, I'm fine. And they're going to say, yeah, you're fine. Okay, great. We just had to check. We just had to make sure that you're fine. And then they're going to go, well, we're just going to close this now and leave. Have a great day. And I hope that's not what we're going to find out. I hope we're going to find out that there were things put in place, but they didn't work and they weren't enough. I hope we don't find out that they're just like, yeah, we investigated it and found nothing, so we closed the case immediately. And, we had no idea this was going to happen. That's what they always say. There was no warning, except we were called to the house last year for a mental health concern. So I hope that's not what we find out, but we'll find out when they go to the inquest. Discussing these three boys you see on the screen and their father. The father is alleged to have taken their life in Surrey, England, a week ago. And they're just saying that they're going to open up an inquest on Monday. Then they're going to adjourn it on Monday. I know, they're cute little boys, right? Makes it very sad because there's a lot of people out there that can't have children. These people have 3 and they're just like off out of this world. And, there must be a lot of heartbroken people out there thinking, what a waste, It's awful. Those little boys could have had a great life somewhere. It's not very cool. Hey, Kathy, that is very kind of you. Kathy gifted a membership. I don't know who. Hold on, maybe I can figure it out. No, I don't know who got it. But if someone wants to tell me, I will read it out. I can't tell. It doesn't tell me. But whoever got it, I'm glad you did. Hey, Utah, how are you? Good to see you. Marilyn Landis. All right. Do you want to talk about the title of the show? I do too, because I've been searching every day. Every single day I search for information on this house fire / homicide investigation in Cypress or whatever suburb they want to call it, but it's Houston. I search every day. Every day I have a trigger on my Google search, and I go into it every morning, and I hope to see an update, a person of interest, some sort of CCTV or photos released, and they're like, "This is the person we're looking for, and we need the community's help." But I'm telling you, there is nothing. It's been what, 2, 3 weeks? 3 weeks since that fire happened, and I don't know if we know any more about why they had to end up in a fire deceased than the day it happened. I don't think we know any more about the vehicle that that sports car that they had at the property that they say was moved. I don't think we know about the person they said was sighted jumping that back fence and going through the there's like a play area. It's called Pirate Ship or something. It's on the back. They said they reckon they know that the person that is responsible jumped over the back fence, then went through the children's play area. We still know sweet FA compared to that very first press conference they gave the morning after. And it frustrates me because I know I see it on social media. There's quite a few people who are connected to this case one way or another that are frustrated that their friends or loved ones, they're not hearing anything. They're like 3 people that we know and love died in tragic circumstances, and there's no update at all. And is there a dude in the street that's just going into people's homes and setting it on fire and killing people? Should we be worried about that? Should we all be worried that there's someone out there capable of doing that in our community? I get it. It is. I just don't understand why the chief of police or the sheriff for this county, he's not doing any updates on it, and I find it strange. I can't find anything. Even when I search the individual names, I'll show you. There's the original article from weeks ago, 3 weeks. Yeah, let me play this. I'm going to grab you something else that you can have a look at. Kathy, thank you. I actually don't know if I can use that, Kathy, because I think WATE has now blocked international traffic. Oh no, it works. I'll talk about that after, but let's do this one first. I'm going to play this little update for you so you guys all get a refresher, and then I'm going to find something else. So hold on.
We begin with a deadly house fire in Cypress that left 3 people dead. Now police believe foul play may have been involved. That's where we find Fox 26's Jade Fleury this evening with details. Jade, what do you know?
Tom, we've learned that of the 3 people who died, 2 of them were women and 1 was a man. And as you guys can see here behind me, investigators are still here at the scene trying to collect all of the evidence. It's hard to see the fire damage from the outside. We're told that a lot of that damage is coming from inside the home. And again, the Cy-Fair Fire Department was called out early this morning on Plain River Drive in response to the fire. Officials tell us that the 3 victims who died did live in the home, and police believe that one of the female victims is the mother brother of the male victim who was also killed. And Sergeant Michael Ritchie says that the fire was intentionally set by someone who used some type of accelerant.
At this time, we are willing to say that these individuals look like they were deceased before the fire was started. So this is definitely a homicide, not accidental deaths due to fire and smoke inhalation.
And the exact cause of the fire is still under investigation, along with who started it. Anyone with information is urged to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Reporting from Cypress, Jade Fleury, Fox.
So the 3 victims in this particular case, that was Kelly, her son Colin, and his partner, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. Her name is Cameron, and we've spoken about it a bit. So this is my call out to anyone out there. If you know anything about this, if you're related, you want to come on and talk about it, keep it in the media, get in contact with me. You can find me on Twitter. I think it's at Nights with Ping. You can email me too, confidentially. I'll get you the email in the chat. Get in touch with me on this email, sundaywithping@gmail.com, or find me on Twitter at nightswithping. And yeah, I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to do interviews with people if people want to come on and talk about these people that they know. Talk about anything if they want to give me any information confidentially. I've never given out a source in my life while doing this channel or before when I worked at Webster's. They'll tell you I'm very trustworthy. Except if you want to talk about Halloween props. Apparently, I am not trustworthy. But anything else, I am. Get in touch with me because I don't want to see this just float away into the abyss of media that, this happens quite frequently. Crimes happen, murders happen, whatever. And you get like one article and then you won't hear anything for like, could be forever, could be a month, could be 10 years. I don't want to see that happen. I think these people deserve to be, have whoever this is caught and have the information out there. So get in touch with me and we'll try and do what we can. Yeah, I'm surprised. 3 weeks, 18th of August, I'm pretty sure was the date that this happened. 7 a.m. was it the 18th? 18th? I think it was either the 17th overnight into the 18th, and the fire sparked up around 7 a.m. I'm guessing it's the date I have is the 18th, but I'm in Australia, so it could be wrong. Half the time it tries to show me my time in my time zone. So, but I'm guessing that's true. Flying DJ says, I agree. I don't ever remember a case with this little information. Me either, especially when they said early on that they believed they had video footage of the person responsible. And they haven't given that out. They haven't given out any screen grabs of it saying like, do you know this person? Did you see anything? Is there a Ring doorbell camera we can have a look at? Nothing. What about that car? Who moved the car? Do you have footage of that? Do you want to give that out? Do you just want to do a press update? Could you do just a 10-minute press update and let us know where the investigation stands today? It's been a few weeks. I remember, do you guys remember the Idaho 4 investigation? I've never seen a multiple homicide be so quiet. 3 weeks passed in the Idaho 4 and people were baying for blood on the streets. Like people were like turning up to press conferences and like yelling at the friggin' investigators and all sorts of crazy stuff after a couple of weeks. This has been almost a month and everyone's just like, who cares? 3 people died in horrendous circumstances and then their house was set on fire. Are you concerned about it? Nah. Do you think they're going to come get you? Nah, it's fine. So I find that very strange and I want to get to the bottom of why. So get in touch with me. Get in touch with me, please. sundaywithping@gmail.com, on Twitter at nightswithping. Rachel says, it drove me nuts. My son lives there. I was terrified. Exactly. And the same outrage isn't happening here. And I do find that, again, very odd. But do people not care? Does no one care that 3 people were murdered a couple of houses away from you? Are you not afraid that this could be a random killing? Even though I know they said it was targeted, but you're not afraid that maybe they think you saw something and they might come back for you? I would be. I'd be like, maybe they think I've got a camera and they're gonna come get my family. I just the quietness is a bit odd considering some of the information they released early on in that press conference. I would have expected maybe a few days later to have another press conference where they detailed some of what they've found already and then asking for the public help in identifying someone or calling in with more information. But the fact it's just gone crickets, just absolutely dead. There is no other article after this one. After the first couple of articles over that weekend, there's nothing else. I think People Magazine did one a few days later on the 20th. ABC Houston did a small follow-up with a young lady who knew Cameron. I've shown you that video. They talk about the butterfly tattoos and all that. She's a very sweet girl. She seems like a very nice young lady. Yeah, but after that, sweet FA. Sweet FA. So, yeah, again, my email's here. Get in touch with me. Know something? Want something to get out there? Contact me. All right. Yes, someone brought it up. I was going to tell you after we did the first 2 title stories. There has been an arrest made in the woman found in Long Island, the lady in the suitcase. Now, I told you the other night that they had surveillance footage from a neighbor showing that suitcase leaving his apartment after she had entered. A few times she'd gone in and out, but then one time she never left again, but the suitcase left. And he handed that footage over to police investigators. They ended up raiding that apartment, and it seems about 24 hours later, there now has been an arrest. So let me bring you that video, small update from 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago from ABC News 7 NY.
Big break in a mystery on Long Island after a woman's body was found in a suitcase. The family of 31-year-old Cypress Jones says police have made an arrest. Her body was found earlier this week in Huntington. She leaves behind a 4-year-old son. Suffolk County police have not confirmed any details about the arrest.
Well, tonight, the
Now to that breaking news on Long Island. Suffolk County police have arrested a man in connection with the young woman's remains found inside a suitcase in Huntington. Derek Waller has been following the story. He's in the newsroom now with the breaking details. Derek?
And Jessica, I just got off the phone with Suffolk County Police, who tell me that they have now arrested 31-year-old Ronald Schroeder of Huntington, but they actually found him tonight, or this afternoon actually, at Penn Station. And so far he's charged with 1 count of concealment of a human corpse and could be arraigned as early as tomorrow morning. Now, as we mentioned earlier tonight, there was a candlelight vigil for the young woman who was killed, Cypress Jones, and earlier I did speak with her heartbroken mother.
Nobody deserves that. She was a human being just like everybody else.
Yolanda Terrell vowing to seek justice for her daughter, 31-year-old Cypress Jones. Friends, family, and neighbors lit candles and shared words of support behind this Nassau Road apartment building where on Tuesday, police found Cypress' remains inside a suitcase. Investigators had been seen in the apartment building interviewing neighbors.
I didn't appreciate her being thrown out there, and I'm going to make sure whoever did this get held accountable.
Cypress was one of 5 siblings and a mother to a 4-year-old little boy. She grew up down the street from here, a graduate of Huntington High School. Tiffany White just spoke to her 2 weeks ago.
Whenever she saw somebody that was down, she tried to bring them up. She's the type of person that would give you the shirt off her back. And to see something like this happen to so horrific, it's like she didn't deserve that.
Now the scene of the crime transformed into this beautiful tribute to a young woman taken too soon.
I really do pray that she gets the justice that she needs.
And again, the breaking news tonight, an arrest has been made in that case. 31-year-old Ronald Schroeder. He could be arraigned as early as tomorrow morning in Suffolk County.
Ronald Schroeder. Let's see if we can find a booking photo for Mr. Schroeder. Let's see if I can find anything. Ronald Schroeder. See if they have a photo of him. Come on, news, whatever this is. Okay, they just have a photo saying breaking news. Thanks for that. Let's see. Ronald Schroeder. Interesting, of Penn Station. That's odd. I'm just trying to see if any of these have a booking photo. No. Let's see. There's another Ronald Schroeder that was charged over a 1991 death of an infant daughter. I don't think that's him. Okay. Let me check one more source and see if I can find a booking thing for him. Okay, no, that's not a booking photo, but I don't see a booking photo for him, but I do see a media release from detectives, and I'll put that on the screen for you. StreamYard, you and your 100 limit for photos. Suffolk County Police Department news release. They just said an update. Suffolk County Police today arrested a man in connection with human remains that were found in a suitcase in Huntington on September 3rd, following an investigation by Homicide Squad detectives in coordination with the MTA police. Ronald Schroeder was arrested at Pennsylvania Station, or Penn Station, located at 1 Pennsylvania Plaza in New York, at 1:55 p.m. They say he's charged with concealment of a human corpse. He was also charged with an active bench warrant. In addition, MTA police charged him with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree. He will be held overnight at the 3rd Precinct and is scheduled to be arraigned at 1st District Court on September 7th. So that's tomorrow. They said Monday, but I think, it'll be as early as tomorrow. We should get an update for that. So look for that tomorrow on tomorrow's live show. He was leaving town. I think when your apartment gets raided, and I'm sure someone told him that, hey, cops just broke down your door and are taking out your refrigerator. I'm sure, yes, you probably would leave the area. You would de-arse the area very quickly. So that's probably, yes. I'm glad they're able to track him down before he went anywhere. But it sounds like a holding charge. They got him on that disposal charge, very similar to Mamta. Mamta has Naresh, her alleged killer. He's also being held on a, same charge as this one. So this could be a holding charge while they wait for toxicology, forensics, whatever, to come back and hopefully upgrade that to whatever caused her death, and we'll find out. They probably just want to rule out that it wasn't some sort of drug overdose or something like that. They just probably want to rule that out due to lifestyle factors and previous history and stuff like that, because she did have a history of addiction and had some challenges in life, apparently. That doesn't mean she doesn't deserve justice, as she does. Just means they got to be a bit more thorough with their investigation, that's all. Hold on, I just want to check something here. Okay. Yeah, so I'll bring you that tomorrow when we have more about it, and hopefully a booking photo, because I don't see one right now. I see one for a different Ronald Schroeder, who was arrested for a 1991 cold case, but I don't believe it's the same person. This guy is 31. The guy, if he was responsible for killing his own child in 1991, would have to be like in his 50s by now, or late 40s or something like that. So it's not the same dude. But I do not see I don't see anything. Yeah. Wait, what county was that? Suffolk County, right? Hold on. I don't know if this will work because he hasn't been arraigned yet, and it won't happen till tomorrow. I don't know if this will work, but I can try. Let's look up Ronald Schroeder. Ronald? Yeah, this may not work, but we can try. Sometimes it won't work until after they've been processed and put through their first hearing. So let's see. New York. Yep. No, I don't think it's going to work. Suffolk County. All right, facilities. Can we even look up inmates in Suffolk County? Division, services, facilities. Okay, not that one. Too many scam sites that are like, you have to pay money to get these informations. So I'm not going to do that. It should be fairly easy to get. New York courts.gov. No, it's Supreme Court. The New York one's more complicated than some of the other ones. It doesn't seem so. So when I look it up here, ny.gov, I don't see anyone with his name in the system. Okay, let's try again. Schroeder, Ronald, search. No, I don't see anyone in the NY incarcerated because, yeah, it probably won't be. I reckon it won't be till tomorrow. There's a couple of people with a similar, same last name but a different first name that are currently incarcerated. One of them has a birth date that could be a relative, but it's a fairly common last name too. And there's another one that's got a similar age, but not obviously not him. He's not named Ronald. But yeah, we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Hey, Marilyn Landis, how are you? Moonlight View says I'm critter feeding. 2 raccoons and Mr. Skunk eating together, and front porch has 3 feral cats and 2 baby possums. 6 or so deer eating wild oats. Don't be getting no, like, I don't know, raccoon flu or skunk virus or something. I don't know. What can they transmit to humans? Human something disease? Be careful. Rachel says, I wonder if they post that after he goes to court. I would say tomorrow after he's arraigned, it'll be given out via either the police precinct or it'll be available on the court records. It's probably just because he's being held right now. He's been processed, but he hasn't had a first appearance. So, and I'm not sure. Some states are different. Some states, as soon as you're taken in to custody, and you've been processed through, your photo just goes instantly up, and you can find it. You can see what they were brought in for, what charge it is, and a booking photo. But New York is maybe different. Inmate lookup. Yeah, they just seem to have a general inmate lookup, and Suffolk County doesn't seem to have their own jail roster. Yeah, they don't seem to. So that's the sheriff's department. Yeah, I don't see one. They have a general one for New York, and then if you go to Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, that's different. We could go to the MTA. MTA. I don't think Metropolitan Transport Authority. Right, jail. I don't know if it's going to show it to us. We can go to the NYPD. Oh, thanks, NYPD. You're racist against Australians. Let's see what the details are. Look at this. We're not allowed to go to the NYPD. They're racist. They don't like Australians. I'm finding that more and more common that a lot of news services, not news services, police stations won't allow outside connections from outside the US. What led them to him? The CCTV footage of her going into his apartment a few times over the Friday, and then they didn't see her leave again, but they saw the suitcase leave from the apartment. So they assumed he might be involved. So they roaded him. That doesn't make sense, Ping. They raided his property. Ping, you have to use real words, otherwise people don't understand. Yeah, be careful. Let me see. Let me see. Do you guys want to see that footage again for people who didn't see it? We did play it the other night, but I can show it to you again if I can find it. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the link we used yesterday. I don't know if we can. The shocking discovery. No, that's not the one. 2 days ago, maybe this one. News 12. Let me just double check it's got the right footage. No, that one doesn't have it. If I find it, I'll post it in the comments. If you guys want to watch it, you can. I just can't seem to find it for some reason. It just showed basically, yeah, she going in and out a couple of times with a guy. The guy's face was blurred for some reason, presumed innocent, I guess. And then later on, they didn't show the second part, but it was described that there is also footage of a male leaving with a suitcase also in the footage later on, but they didn't release that. Let me see if I can give me one more go. I'll see if I can find it. It's really not wanting me to to show it to you today. Yeah, I found it.
He is still under investigation, but Donna Satiro and other residents of the apartment building today showed us doorbell video of a woman two people say is Sakia Jones inside that apartment building last week with an unidentified man.
The footage, and we saw that it was her coming up here with him Friday night.
Police have yet to say if any of this is connected to Jones' death. Today, someone left a rock near where Jones' remains were found. It reads, "Hope is being able to..."
There you go. There's that footage, that CCTV. Here it is. So that's her, the guy with the scooter and has his face blanked out. This is the apartment they ended up raiding, I'm pretty sure. And they say there is video later on where she comes back up and goes back in or something. I'm not sure which direction we're supposed to be going with this video. I'm not sure if this is a stairwell they're coming out of or an apartment. It's hard to tell in the video. But somewhere here, they go back in and come back out, and then they go back into the apartment. And then on Friday night, she goes into the apartment, but is never seen coming back out again. And apparently, there is video later on of him, this guy, wheeling a suitcase through the hallways. So take that with a grain of salt. That is what is described in the newspaper. Is it the same guy? Don't know. Can't tell you. I don't know him, and they didn't name who this person is that's blanked out. But if we find out later it is Ronald, then we'll know it's the same guy. The other thing is that's the only apartment that they activated a search warrant on. I don't understand why, if it's not him, they would activate that search warrant and then go try and find him. Unless they're roommates or something and he's like, hey, I didn't do it, but this Ronald guy might have. I mean, that's a possibility too, but I haven't heard more than one man. I've just heard one guy, not two living there, just one. But hey, it's true crime. Weird things happen. All right. All right. Yeah, I'll get you that tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be out by tomorrow. Okay. All right. Let's go to another story. Let me grab my other link. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that either. The two stories that I have on my list are Madeline Soto. I don't want to talk about that again. And the accused Georgia high school guy. I don't want to talk about that either. But there was I heard actually this morning in my alerts, there was another shooting at a school this morning. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure that I heard that there was another. It wasn't an Appalachia, that was the other one. Am I going crazy? I swear to God I saw an alert for it. Hold on. Let me have a quick look. I swear I saw another. I know the story. It was the kid's first day. He had some disagreement with another child on his very first day of school, pulled out a firearm and shot the kid. And then I think he was arrested. I think the other guy is all right. Let me have a look if I can find it. It is not coming up. That is very strange. It was at a small school. I think it was only like one person that was injured. Doesn't make it any better. Yeah, here, USA Today. It was in Maryland. Says here, a high school student shot his fellow classmate on Friday, killing the fifth. Oh, he killed him. Oh, geez, sorry. I thought he just got injured, but there you go. Killing the 15-year-old just 2 days after a Georgia school shooting left 4 victims dead. The 16-year-old assailant fired a single shot at the younger boy. They're saying Warren Curtis Grant, that's his name, in a men's bathroom at. Please stop making names I can't pronounce. Hold on, I have to find out how to pronounce this now because I have no idea. Yeah, let's go here so I can hear how it's pronounced.
Well, it was a very somber press conference. The Harford County Sheriff told us just a few minutes ago that the victim died from a single gunshot wound. He was also identified as 15-year-old Warren Curtis Grant. The sheriff also provided new details on what happened after the shooting, and we're also hearing from the school principal.
They said to go down to the flea market right now. The 15-year-old victim, again, who is sadly now deceased, was removed from the bathroom by other students and quickly attended to by the staff at Joppatown High School, including the principal.
First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of this amazing young man, with his friends, with all of our staff members, with all of our students. Joppatown is a loving and strong community who will, without a doubt, rally among our families, support one another, and continue.
Nope, I don't want to hear it. It's always platitudes after someone dies, not before. It's always like, they were amazing. They were the best ever. Did you tell them that before they died? Or only after they were killed in a tragic accident? Or a tragic accident, tragic murder. Ping, say the right words. Clayton says, it's called Joppatown or whatever, that town. I'm just going to call it Hartford County. Clayton Judd says, what do you think about Dog the Bounty Hunter? Dog the Bunny Hunter. Dog the Bounty Hunter joining the Sebastian search. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, except for he does this a lot. He did this in the God, you're stretching my memory now. But the girl in the camper with the stupid boyfriend, he joined that search too, like 4 weeks after it happened or whatever. I mean, I don't have a favorable opinion. I just think it's like, who are you searching for? Sebastian or the person who did it? Or like why are you doing this? Got a TV show to sell? The laundries, right? I don't know. I just think it's publicity. It's just he's just trying to keep relevant. That's it. It's just relevancy. Yeah, I mean, if that's the driving cause for it, sure, I can get behind that. Anything to keep Sebastian's name out there. But if it's just to keep his name popular or whatever, then he can go eat a D word. Any publicity, yeah. Book selling, is that what he's doing? Okay, then he can go, you know. I because he's done this before. He did this with Gabby Petito. That's right, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. He is a laundry. He'll always be trash. It's where you take your dirty clothes. That's Brian Laundrie. Belongs in a laundry. Yeah. He did the same thing in that one. He's done it in a didn't he join like another search for the girl in the car park who was abducted in Nevada like 2 years ago? Didn't he join that search at like when it was too late too? He always seems to join it like when it's far too late. He did the same thing in the Gabby Petito case. He joined it like where they already knew where Brian had gone. Then he's like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to find him. Like, well, you did fuck all. So, congratulations. Book selling. I mean, I like his TV shows entertaining and stuff like that. It's, you know, it's cool. But you start messing with real life, you know, possible homicides and things like that. I think it's different. You want to catch bounty people or whatever? That's awesome. He does a good job at it and he's made a life out of it. Great. I'm really cool with that. I can, you know, F with that. But jumping into these, like, you know, 10 months later and stuff, I just think it's a little, I don't know, self-propellant. He has 12 kids and 6 wives. Didn't his first wife tragically pass away from breast cancer or something like that? Which is awful. Bethany, right? Was that his first? Was that the wife that did the TV show with him, the Dog the Bounty Hunter? That is really awfully sad. And I would never make fun of someone for that. That is awful. Yeah, that's really she seemed like an interesting lady when I watched that show. That is really tragic that she lost her life so early. She had a lot of time left on Earth that she could have had. 5th wife. His last wife was Beth. I don't keep up with him, unfortunately. But if it's to keep Sebastian's name out there, then I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I would do anything to get more information about where he is, and how to get him how to get his case going again, how to get more publicity, or not publicity, more action, more details. Like, my opinion is that we don't know a ton more today that we did in the first 2 weeks of searching for Sebastian. I don't think we know a ton more. We know more about the family dynamics and random things that they've been in trouble for, or divorces or separations or whatever. We know a lot about that. We know still very little about what happened in the preceding 48 hours of Sebastian being reported missing. And I think until we know that, it's not going to do a ton. I think we just need to find that kid. Same with Elijah Vu. I would like to see that finalized and have his remains returned, because I think they're the two that are on there, right? Every day when I go to that Amber Alert website, their two names just stare right back at me every day. Here. See, Sebastian Rogers, Elijah Vu, both in February this year. Both don't have a resolution to them, and both are just hanging. They just sit there with no real new news, no real updates. I really thought Elijah would be found by now. I thought they were on the right track, and obviously I was wrong. I thought when they found that thing that belonged to him, I was like, man, he can't be too far away, and they're on the right track. But it's been 6 months, and they haven't got any closer to finding out where he is. Rachel says the drama and stuff takes away from actually finding Sebastian. That's why I don't talk about it. I don't talk about Sebastian because I just don't want. If there's an update, I'll tell you. But like, we had the FBI reward announced, and I did a segment on it. But after that, I won't talk about it because I feel like it's just adding to the absolute cesspool that YouTube becomes in true crime. Clayton says, I think the mum is suspect. I think people are not telling the whole truth, if that makes sense. And I'm not going to say who that is, but I think there's people involved that are not telling 100% of what happened. And I think that's why we're not getting any definitive answers. That's what I'll say. I'm not going to accuse anyone, but I'll say that there's people that have not told exactly what has happened, and maybe altered the truth to suit themselves. Not saying they're involved, not saying they've killed him or whatever. I'm just saying they're not. I think if we knew the truth, we would have already been closer to finding him. And I think when we don't know what actually really happened. Monkey Vaughn, yeah, is it his mum? His mum used to come in Web Sleuth's chat like all the time. We used to speak to her frequently, and she used to come in all the time just to remind us, hey, can you talk about Michael? Hey, Michael's case did X, Y, and Z. And she used to come in all the time and talk to us. I think it's his mum. I don't want to be mean. It's been a couple of years now. I think it was his mum. But she used to come in all the time, and she would like always remind us, hey, talk about Michael. Talk about Michael. Michael had a press conference today. There was this and that. And whoever that was, she was such a driving force. Like, she would constantly make sure that we were on top of it. Brandy, is that her? Yeah, she's lovely. She's really, really nice. I'm not like, someone's going to say, well, she killed her son. And I'm like, look, I only know what I dealt with her online, but she seemed really nice, and she really wanted us to keep him in the media. Rachel says, yes, lives have made it worse to get the proper info needed. And I think the whole jumping on YouTube channels and talking absolute crap and, digging into divorce proceedings or whatever, and child custody agreements and DCF and allegations from an ex-partner and this way and that way, and then they're going on this channel and that channel, and then he says something different, and then they say that's full of crap, and then blah 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 blah, blah. It's just, I don't see how any of that helps in finding Sebastian at all. It doesn't. The only thing that helps finding Sebastian is knowing the truth about that, the few days beforehand and the few days after. That's it. All this other stuff from years ago and allegations against another stepchild or whatever, those are serious things, and yes, they can be dealt with, but they just have so little to do with Sebastian. It's not even funny. And the people that get so much pleasure out of like going over and over and over and over and over the same tiny details and making it into a big deal, just it doesn't sit well with me. And that's why I try not to feed into it, and I try to bring you guys new stuff. So each night I try to bring you new things to talk about, new cases, different cases, something fresh, because I just don't think it's healthy for anyone to keep doing that. Andrew says, I think Websource gives them too much. Who's that, Andrew? You mean the family? I don't know. Look, Trish is my friend and she'll always be my friend, but that doesn't mean we hold the same ideals in doing true crime, and whatever she sees fit for her channel is for her to do, and for whatever we do here is what we do, but I'll always support her. She's always done me right. Brandy Neal? I have no idea, bud. I have no idea. I only know her from what I spoke to her in the chat. That's it. But I just know that she always brought it up, wanting to find Monkey Vaughn. Was there ever an update with that? I can't say I've done very many shows on it. Monkey Vaughn. Let's have a look. Yeah, and look, none of us are perfect. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've only been here a year and I've done dumb things, and I'm sure she's done things that she wishes she didn't do. I know that's probably true. But yeah. I know a lot of people attack her for the interview she did with Seth and who's the other guy? Seth and my memory's terrible today. Whatever the stepfather, or whatever he is. You know, a lot of people attack her for that for doing it in the way that it happened, but I think she was running with the theory that if I give them enough rope, you know, the whole rope theory, you keep feeding people rope hoping that, you know, they'll make their own. I think that's sort of the idea that she was hoping for, but it just sort of delved into not what was planned. I actually worked moderating duties that night because they were so stressed out. They actually asked me to come back and help them because, well, that I did it for 4 years for them, and look, they reckon I'm one of the better ones. So I came back and I helped try and sort it out, and even I was flooded. Like I've done some pretty crazy chats, pretty bonkers ones. I've done like 4,000 people, 5,000 people, 8,000 people, and I've almost been able to handle them on my own, just myself. This was almost impossible, and we had 10 people. We were adding people throughout the night, like to get more help, and it's hard when you do that because they don't have the training or understand what we're looking for. So it kind of screws things up a little bit, but they try to their best of their ability, which is great. It's very thankful for it. But we were just flooded. We were like blocking people and like dropping stuff and like it was like I couldn't stop moving. It was like 10 messages every 10 seconds. It was like da 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 da. Like I've never seen a chat so bonkers before. That was a really tough night. I don't take anything from Trish for that night. That was tough. If it was me, I probably would have shut down the chat. That was crazy. I probably would have just turned the chat off and just done the live stream. No point giving people a platform like that. Chris Proudfoot, yeah, that's him. All right, let's move on. That was a weird conversation. There was beef in the chat over dog. Okay. Was there tonight? Okay. Well, they got good moderators. They'll do what they want to do. Look, my opinion is that if it somehow helps find Sebastian, great. If it's just to promote a book selling tour or whatever, then, you know, that's pretty sad. It's a sad indictment on what people will do, but I'm not fully up to date on it. So I didn't even see that he was doing anything with it because I don't actively obsess over every little detail to do with Sebastian's case. If there's something big that comes out, I'll do it. But other than that, I'm not interested. All right. Let's head to NBC News. This is pretty interesting. I like when we can do stuff across borders. This is an interesting case out of sort of the UK, sort of Colorado. Says here, Colorado mum who drugged and fatally shot and stabbed 2 of her children before fleeing the UK, prosecutors say. Her name is Kimberly Singler, 36, is fighting extradition back to the US after she was arrested in London. The bodies of her children, 7 and 9, were found at her Colorado Springs home in December. They're saying that the US alleges that she drugged her children and told them to close their eyes before fatally shooting and stabbing 2 of them, a court heard on Wednesday, days after their lifeless bodies of her children aged 7 and 9 were found at her home in Colorado Springs on December 19th. She was arrested in London on December 30 after flying to the UK. I seem to remember this at the time. I remember her photo, this one. They said she is resisting American attempts to extradite her on the grounds that her alleged crimes, which she denies, carries an automatic life sentence without parole, which her legal team argue is a breach of European human rights law. Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, a legally binding statute that 46 countries, including the UK, prohibits inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment. It says Westminster Magistrates Court in central London heard details of how she allegedly killed her children and then is said to have covered up her crimes. The 7 charges she faces brought by the Colorado Springs Police Department and the FBI include 2 counts of first-degree murder after deliberation and 2 counts of murder of someone under 12 by a person in position of trust. There you go. That is weird. I remember this photo, this one right here, that the Colorado Springs gave out. I remember when they were looking for her. Let me find if I can find that court session from the UK. Where's her name? Ping, you got to be faster. There it is, Kimberly Singler. Did we do this like months ago? It sounds so familiar. It sounds so familiar. I don't know why, but it does. Yeah, I'm just trying to find if we can get a court hearing or not. Oh, yes, I know this one. Yep, I know it now. Now that I've seen some more of the details. Aha, I remember this. Yes. Here. The court heard that on December 19, Colorado Springs Police Department responded to a 911 call reporting a burglary at a Colorado residence at, 12:29 at night. When officers arrived at the defendant's address, they found 2 dead children and a third with serious injuries to her neck. She was taken to hospital. That's right, one of the older kids survived or something, right? Live rounds and spent cartridges were found in a closet, and a blood-stained handgun was discovered on the floor of a bedroom. A blood-stained knife was also found in the living room of the property. They said the court added that DNA tests were carried out on the knife and the gun and revealed the presence of mixed profiles matching the children and their mother, Miss Singler. Mr. Smith added 2 empty bottles of sleeping tablets were also found, and there was no signs of a break-in. The court heard the third child required emergency surgery but survived. They said Miss Singler blamed her husband for the attack, but it was found he had been driving a GPS-tracked truck in Denver at the time, giving what prosecutors described as a complete and verifiable alibi. In the days that followed, the third child, who was not named in court, was moved into foster care after her emergency surgery. Yeah, I remember this when they were looking for her. I never realized that she ended up in the UK. The prosecutor said the girl was interviewed by police on the 26th of December, during which time she recounted how the attack had unfolded after the defendant guided all three children into a bedroom. The defendant told her that God was telling her to do it, and the children's father would take them away. The police investigation led them to a warrant being issued by the 4th Judicial District Court in El Paso County, Colorado, for her arrest. Mr. Smith said Miss Singler was arrested in the Chelsea area of West London on the 30th of December. They say Miss Singler's defense barrister, Edward Fitzgerald, told the court she denies she was responsible for the death of her two young children and the attempted murder of her third child. He said she is innocent. Oh, okay. Sure. But they have a witness, including one of your children, saying that you did it. Here's two of the children right here. Yeah, I remember when this happened, and it was a weird thing. They were like, one child was found, two were dead, they can't find the mother, and they thought she was in another state, and that didn't happen, and then they found her in London. Let me see if I can find the original arrest of her, because that might give us a better overview. Here. Actually, here's a court thing, I think. Yeah, finally, I found it.
A mother from Colorado Springs accused of killing two of her children and injuring a third child before leaving the country appeared in a court in London today.
Kimberly Singler faces multiple counts that include first-degree murder, attempted murder, and child abuse after that incident in December. NBC's Kelly Kobiela has the latest from London.
Kimberly Singler appeared in court for the start of her extradition hearing 9 months after her arrest here in London. The 36-year-old, wearing gray sweatpants, a white T-shirt, and a green fleece sweatshirt, gave her name and birth date, then sat quietly taking notes throughout the first day of her 3-day hearing. Her defense attorney, who represented WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange in his extradition fight, is expected to argue against extradition on two grounds: prison conditions and the possibility of life without parole, which her legal team argues is a breach of European human rights law. Singler is accused of killing two of her children, 9-year-old Eliana and 7-year-old Aiden, and the attempted murder of her 11-year-old daughter, December 19th of last year. Police found the children while responding to a 911 call of a reported burglary at their Colorado Springs home, December 19th. Singler was arrested at a London hotel 11 days later and objected to being extradited back to the United States. In court today, the prosecutor went into detail about how the children were killed, saying that both were shot, then stabbed in the neck. He also revealed that Singler's surviving daughter first allegedly told police the family had been attacked by a man who came in through the patio door. But the prosecutor said that while she was in foster care on December 25th, Christmas Day, the 11-year-old allegedly told her carer that her mother killed her siblings and cut her neck, then asked her to lie. She allegedly told her surviving daughter that God told her to kill her children. Singler's defense attorney said in court today that she denies all the charges and is concerned that the statement against her by her surviving child was not made voluntarily, and that the case has not been.
So she's trying to manipulate her other child, even after being caught out, even after fleeing the country. She's trying to put it back on her surviving child that she tried to kill. I mean, that's disgusting. Oh, I'm afraid that my child did it and it was a false statement. Shut up. As if a child's going to come out in a foster carer's home and be like, my mummy tried to kill me for attention or something. Come on. I think she's telling her truth about what happened that night, and the police already have you dead to rights. It's only your DNA and your children's DNA on those weapons and on the pill bottles. So explain that away first, and then, you tell me how this child of yours that survived, luckily, after emergency surgery, is somehow being coerced to frame you for that crime. I don't think she is. And I don't think you're Julian Assange, and I don't think you're going to get the same treatment as he did. Yeah, I thought that too. When they said they found her in the West End near Chelsea, I was like, who's funding her time in the UK? Because that's a real posh area of the UK. I mean, they even have a show, don't they? Isn't it like Made in Chelsea? Right. She told her daughter to lie, and now she's saying that her daughter saying it's her is a coerced statement by police. Ridiculous. Why wasn't she with her other surviving daughter? No, she fled. She tried to kill all of her children, and then after she did it, she fled or something. I remember at the time that she reported the burglary. It was really weird. And then she went on the run. The child was found, but she survived. And then, yeah, she bolted to the UK. Child went in for emergency surgery, then was put into foster care, which I find interesting why they didn't give the child to the father. Or maybe it's not his kid, but I was wondering, like, the father is obviously a truck driver. Maybe he can't care for them or something. But yeah, she'd already bolted, right? It's weird, really weird story. Andrew says Julian Assange's attorney must be expensive. Must be. That's right. Yeah. And now she's saying it's a coerced statement. What a nutbag. You, my dear, are a complete, absolute nutcase. Yes. Absolute nuttier than a friggin' peanut bar. Yeah. So she's being she got a 7-count indictment from Colorado Springs police, consisting of two counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder, 2 counts of Class 2 felony child CA, 1 count of Class 3 felony CA, and 1 count of assault. Court was told in the days that followed the attack, she fled the US and was arrested 11 days later in London. Yes, because the boogeyman broke into your home, right? Yeah, sure. Concerning the custody of her children with her ex-husband, Kevin Wentz. That's his name. So it says here that prosecutors say the alleged crimes were committed against the backdrop of acrimonious court proceedings. Yeah, I think I read that at the time. There was some sort of big event that was coming up to do with their separation or divorce or something. And they think that's what drove this. That I can't remember what it was. Like she was going to lose custody of the children to the dad or something like that. There was something to do with the court hearing coming up, and that they had already given her a couple of chances to show documents or proof of what she had alleged against her ex-husband, and she hadn't done it. And there was another court hearing coming up that they wanted to finalize a bunch of things, and she was going to get screwed over or something, and she didn't want it. Joint custody, yeah. Oh my god, the person I had a child with might look after my children. Oh no, and he's a man. How do these things happen? It's called biology, my dear. Biology. Kiki says we say nuttier than a fruitcake around these parts. I have much worse words that I'd use, but people don't enjoy it when I swear. So actually, we have a swear button. I'm still messing with it and coding it. It needs a lot of customization. Hold on, I'll grab it. All right, here. So we have a Stream Deck. This is a new Stream Deck Plus, and you can control audio and stuff with it, like with the knobs here. And if you press these, you can do like swear button and other automations and stuff like that. So I'm still messing with it. These actually light up. These have like little tiny LCD screen type things in them, and you can do all different things. And so I'm still messing with it. Needs a bit of like customization and coding and setting up. But yeah, it should be working pretty soon. And we'll be able to bleep out any swear words. So I want to ask you actually, while we have a little break between we talking about tragic things, what kind of noise do you want? Do you want the typical like beep noise, or would you prefer ping sounds like a dolphin? A dolphin. I've seen people use that noise, and I think it's hilarious. If you think that's a good idea, you let me know. But yes, we bought a Stream Deck a little while ago, and I've been messing with it. I've got to get it set up completely. But it's a great little device. It also controls the audio, so we can do a bunch of stuff to make sure the audio doesn't drop out in the future. So if I get muted, I can actually set it up to show me that like a warning, and then I can unmute it with this too. Yes, there you go, Stream Deck. That's what it looks like when it's turned on. It's got all like little LCD screens and stuff like that. So a couple of people helped out with that. That was Kathy Lynch, and I feel really bad. Might be Laura. Laura helped out too. Probably a couple people, but there was a couple of people that really wanted me to get a swear button. So they helped out a little bit with it. I had some birthday money, and I put it towards it because these are not cheap. These are quite expensive. So, but thank you to those people. So, oh, there you go. So I'll get it set up over the weekend, and then we can start using it. It's great. I was mucking around with it the other night. It was really good. What is a popular word? What is a popular word? I'm trying to find out what is a popular word. That's a popular word. I don't know in Australia. Oh. Haha. Yeah. Yes, I use that word quite frequently. Yes, just not on the channel. But yes. In real life, yes. Ask Mrs. Ping. Mrs. Ping, how often do I use that C word around the house? Quite often, she said. Quite often. Yeah, the audio controls will be really helpful, especially with the audio mixing and stuff like that. We're also looking at getting a proper, like this is a mixer, but we're looking at some other stuff too. Oh, we have a on-air sign coming that we're going to put up on the wall. So it's like a neon sign. It'll look really cool. So it'll look like a radio station. It looks dope. Can't wait for that. And just to make it more pretty in the background. And we're also thinking of putting some LEDs around the sign here, around the edge of it, so it lights up in the background. So you'll have all these different colors going around it. So we're going to get some LED tape, or LED, whatever you call it, that thin stuff. I don't know, LED strips or whatever. Yeah, so we're going to do the dolphin noise. So when I swear, I'll press the button, and you guys will get a dolphin noise instead of Ping saying like F and this, and you know, F that guy can eat a D and stuff like that. C word this and F that. You guys actually have no idea. Like I swear constantly outside of here, and it takes all the effort in the world to not swear for an hour and a half on this live show. And a couple of times I've been really upset I've actually done it because I like just can't control it. But yeah. You say fanny balls so much? That's interesting. That's not the word I use for that body part. Kiki says, just don't have them flashing or blinking. It can induce seizures. Yeah, I don't think they'll be flashing or blinking. The sign, the on-air sign doesn't blink or anything. It's on. So it just looks like neon. It looks really cool. Actually, I can show it to you. While we're having a little bit of a break, I can show it to you. I saw it. They were getting rid of it in a sale, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. I want this." And it wasn't that expensive, so I was like, "Yeah, anything I can get to like um make the show different or more fun." Yeah, let me see if I can take a photo of it. There we go. So it's not that big. It's smaller than I was hoping. I was hoping it was going to be really quite a large sign, but it's not. It's about the size of half a shoebox, but that's okay. Oh, StreamYard, I will kill you. You and your stupid limits. Only lets us have 100 photos uploaded or like 100 screenshots. There you go. So that's what it's coming in the mail. So I should have it next week. So that'll look pretty cool. We'll have that up on when we're live on the air. And yeah, we're going to try to get some US LED ribbon to go around here and run it off a battery. So there you go. Improvements to the channel. Kathy Lynch says the C word is nasty. That's why she funded some of the swear button, because she's not a huge fan of Ping swearing. Rachel says it's hard when you're used to swearing. I worked retail and had to watch my mouth. The only time I watch my language is with you guys, trust me. I'm sure when I'm mad, people can hear me in other vehicles. For real. I'm sure when we're driving and I'm pissed off about something, people can hear me and they're like, what is that guy yelling about? Angela says in Australia it's used so much. I've been in the middle of a restaurant and I hear people go like, that C word, X, Y, and Z. It's just common down here. It's hard to explain, but people just use it. The kids look Indian. I guess they look like they are what we'd consider people of color. Yeah, they look like they're some sort of possibly mixed background. Maybe dad is a different nationality or something. His name is Adam Wentz. No, that's the son. The dad's name's Adam Wentz, right? Like ADAM, and the son is ADEN. Let me double check that. No, this dad's name is Kevin. Ping, what are you talking about? Let me see if I can find a photo of dad. Oh yeah, dad looks like he might be a one of our subcontinent friends. Yes, here's a photo of dad. No, he looks like could be some sort of nationality. Jojo says, I'm moving because all my neighbors have Ring cameras and I have nowhere to swear. Used to go outside to vent, now I'm being recorded. You know what you need, Jojo? Have you ever seen those things that people, streamers hold in front of their mouths that have like the different characters for like, so they can swear on stream and it can't record your like lips moving? You should get one of those and just stand outside. I can't remember who had it on what show, but I remember seeing it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I can't find it, but it looks like a sign, and it's got like like all like the different characters like at and exclamation mark and all that, and you hold it in front of in front of your mouth, so when you swear, it looks like you're already blocking your own swear words. It's pretty funny. Jojo says, "Yes, I need that." Yeah. Yeah, he has blue eyes like I do. Although you guys can't see it because of the camera, but I have blue eyes too. Actually, one of the other things we got is we got a ring light, a different one for the desk, so it should light up from under here. We got a light up here, and it does sort of like light to about here, and then from here it's sort of dark. So we've got a ring light coming that'll come from sort of where you guys are, from your view. So it'll light this up a little bit more and provide a bit more context and colorization, and because I look like a bit of a ghost on here. Although I don't like the sun. I don't want to die of skin cancer. So need to do some fake tanning. Like, what do they used to call that? Gym tanning laundry or whatever. Jersey Shore. All right, let's get another true crime case. Talked about a lot of rubbish already. Okay. I thought we had one out of... Oh, no, hold on. Let's do Kathy's one, actually. Interesting that we talked about a triple fatality earlier that is believed to be a homicide. Kathy sent one in that's apparently something very similar. I have to look up. There's another one we did last weekend of a fire where they said they found several people deceased inside. I have to look up an update for that too. I haven't seen anything about it. They said here it's a tragedy. Family rocked by triple fatal fire in Madisonville. What are they saying? 3 people, including a child, died in a house fire. Investigators say 6 people were inside the home. 3 made it out alive. 2 adults and a child did not. The family members told 6 News they are distraught by what happened. They said, "I'm still distraught with what went on. To be standing here and seeing them carry the bodies out, it was hard. When I got the call, I got up and came down here then. I got down here and it was just too hard to believe. Phone calls like that early in the morning are usually not good. This was the worst. This was the worst." Okay. Let's see if we can find a video of this. Where is it? Madisonville. Madisonville house fire. Here.
Just into our newsroom, Madisonville police officers say 3 people died in a house fire this morning. Officials say that when they arrived, they found 2 adults and a child were trapped inside. Firefighters could not get them out. Another child and 2 adults did get out of the house in time. The TBI is currently investigating what led to that fire.
The guy was good at GP. He's good here too. All right.
That's a terrible video. That's a terrible... Why do they even bother doing that? Whoever does this at news stations, come on, do a better job. Here, I got a better one from WATE. They got to do like... They're like, hey, you have to do an update video. We don't have any... We've got no video for you. But you can just talk about things and put words on the screen.
The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, a house fire claiming 3 lives. Investigators say 3 others managed to escape. 6 News reporter Dominic Webster joining us now from Madisonville after speaking with family members. Dominic.
Hey, Bo. Yeah, around 5 o'clock this morning, the fire broke out here in the 500 block of Old Cemetery Road. Now, I'm going to step out of frame here to show some of the damage from the back side of the home. We've been showing you the front side. It's extensive, but not near the severity of what we have here on the back side of the home. This is the damage there. The entire rear of the home destroyed by this morning's fire. As you said, the fire claimed 3 lives, 2 adults and 1 child. The identities of those 3 have not been released at this time. There were 6 people inside the home, 3 of which were able to get out of the house. Now, we spoke to a couple of family members of the 3 who died. They said they were good, quiet people. They kept to themselves and didn't cause any trouble. It's news no one ever wants to hear.
It hit me sort of hard, real hard. You know, I just couldn't believe it, didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, these are some young cousins, you know, and I didn't want to believe it. Like he said, you know, they done been through a lot. They just lost their mom here a few months ago, and now this happened here. You know, it's just sad. It's tragic.
Yeah, the cause of this fire at this time remains under investigation. We also spoke with a neighbor who lives about 2 houses down across the street from this home here in the 500 block. She said Before she got out of the house this morning, she heard two loud, distinct booms, and she didn't know which house it came from. And as she walked up the street, she was crossing off which house was not on fire, and it ultimately was this one here along Old Cemetery Road. Reporting live in Madisonville, Dominic Webster, 6 on your side.
You know, that's very sad. It's odd though, because they wouldn't have a heater, right? Because it's not winter, it's summer. A broken down HVAC system? Something electronic that caught on fire? Very odd. Very odd, but very sad that only half of them made it out. Yeah, the mum died recently. Oh, I don't know. You would have thought that an arson chemist would have already come out to the scene, and if they had found an accelerant, that would already be a known fact, like way before they did any of these news videos. They can find that out in about 10 minutes. They just do like a swab. They do a test with a reaction agent or a like they have like chemicals that they can test for different accelerants like petrol, whatever. So if they'd found that, I believe we would have already heard that it was something like that. So this sounds like it could be accidental. Yeah, it is very sad. Anytime it happens, they tend to frequently happen in winter because people leave heaters on or they break down and things like that. They happen quite frequently. But let me just have a look. Madisonville house fire. They say the TBI is investigating though. They're saying they're saying that they are the TBI is investigating the house fire. The fire broke out around 5 a.m. They're saying the TBI is leading the investigation. They're waiting for more information, including the identities of those who died. It's interesting that only half of them made it out. I'd like to know why that happened. Yeah, that is concerning. I'm just trying to see why did they call in the TBI? Yeah, I'm not sure. That is strange, right? If this was just a everyday house fire, the Madisonville Fire Department or whoever and the local police department would have done an accelerant test if they didn't find anything and they think it was electrical or a charger caught on fire, a TV, a electrical plug, whatever, a fridge or something. They would have already mentioned that and said it's just a tragic accident. The fact that they called in the TBI is odd. Why on earth would they be there doing a house fire? And they said they're leading the investigation. They're not assisting with the investigation. They're leading the investigation. So it's not Madisonville Fire or the police department. It's the TBI doing the entire thing. Odd. Very strange. That tells me that do they think there's something there? Yeah, 3 got out. Yeah, it's odd. They always investigate a death of a minor, the TBI. Like, so it doesn't matter what it is, accidental, stuff like that. Okay, see your question? Where are you? I can see this. See my question. Oh yeah, I did. I read that out before. And you said, did dad take his life and the children's in grief? Maybe. Yeah. STL card says 2 houses down from me, a house caught fire because of a cigarette. Could be. Haha. I have a story one time. I don't know if I've ever told it on this channel about something like that. One day I'll tell it. Jojo says children don't hear high-pitched smoke alarms either. Really? I never heard that. I know that some frequencies children and young adults can hear, but adults can't. But I'd never heard that children can't hear smoke alarms. Hold on, let's look that up. Is that a fact? You don't want to be giving out false allegations here. Okay, the Fire Safety Journal found that 85% of children aged from 6 to 17 did not wake up during a test with a standard smoke alarm. This is because children spend more of the night in deep sleep stages compared to adults. Yeah, they've got an article on it here.
Tragedy hitting close to home, especially for Gold Coast mother of 8, Brenda Ashley.
It's scary when you think about it. Hubby said, I bet you our kids wouldn't even wake up.
Brenda decided to put her alarms to the test, setting them off in the middle of the night to see how many of her kids would wake up.
Come on, outside, come on, hurry up.
The results are terrifying. None of her children, the youngest just 1-year-old, woke up in all the commotion.
We left them for probably maybe 4 minutes to see if they'd wake up, and they never woke up.
It was pretty loud. I thought everybody would wake up.
And it's not uncommon. Shock research from Victoria University finding 8 out of 10 children don't wake to the sound of an alarm.
Across the night, children get more time in the deep stages of sleep, which is when they're more difficult to wake up.
The study finding the pitch and volume of smoke alarms are not effective in rousing deep sleepers.
I didn't even hear the fire alarm and I didn't want to get up.
Standards say that the smoke alarm signal should be received at 75 decibels at the pillow. Research shows that that's not going to be loud enough to wake up many children.
New model smoke alarms now available do emit at a lower frequency and are more effective in waking sleeping children. Experts say teaching your children to associate the sound with danger while they're awake will help alert their sleeping brain.
I would recommend that parents teach their children what the smoke alarm signal sounds like and then teach them what to do if they hear it in the night when they're asleep.
Changes are already rolling out across Queensland. Existing smoke alarms manufactured more than 10 years ago must be replaced with photoelectric smoke alarms. Come 2027, the legislation is changing again,
which will require all homes to have interconnected photoelectric smoke alarms in all bedrooms, in hallways, and on each story of their home.
However, authorities are urging families to act sooner than later by organising a professional to add smoke alarms like this one to children's bedrooms and having all the alarms in the house interconnected. So if one goes off, they all go off.
Their local fire station crew will attend their house for them. They'll do an appraisal. They'll look for any issues that they can identify and then provide advice to the home.
All right, if I don't stop that, Muffin is going to go hide underneath the bed because he is deathly afraid of smoke alarm noise. I'm not kidding. When our one goes off in here or goes off, we have ones in the hallway of the apartment block too. When either of them go off, he just goes ballistic and he's just like, oh my God, there's a giant beeping monster trying to come and get me. And he goes and hides underneath the bed. So if we ever had a fire, we'd be screwed because we wouldn't be able to find Muffin. He'd be hiding somewhere. Jojo says, teach them to hear what they can't. The lady needs to listen better herself. That's right. So you get the smoke alarm, you do the test again, and when the kids don't wake up, you spray them with OC foam. That way, next time they know you hear that noise, it means danger. Okay, that's a joke. Don't do that to children. But that's what they said to do. They're like, make them associate that noise with danger. Yeah, OC foam and like fireworks in their room. Set off all the fireworks. No, don't do that to children. No OC foam. But I mean, they'd never sleep through a fire alarm again. I Hate Morning says there's a financial opportunity. Make a fire alarm where you can record the mum's voice. Wake up! Wake up! This is your mum. Wake up! There's a fire! There's a fire! Wake up! I'm sure kids would love that. Angela says all of Scotland has interconnected alarms and heat alarms in the kitchen connected to them. You need one in the main room. Oh, interesting. I'd never heard that. Yeah, I've heard that too. We actually had a train station about one stop from here. They don't do it anymore, but before they renovated it a couple of years ago and put the train line underground, but it used to be at street level, and there's about 4 different schools nearby, and all the school kids used to come in the afternoon and hang out at the train station, right? So they started playing classical music at the train station to make them go home. For a long time, the kids would just hang out there for like hours. They'd get food. They'd sit on the platform and annoy adult travelers and stuff like that. So they started piping through classical music between 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. at night to make them go home. It was great. They were never there. It was like the quietest station. Like it was like waltz music and classical opera and stuff, and they would just not wanna be around it. It was really loud too. So, they would get annoyed and they're like, "Let's go home. This place sucks." You remember that? It was Mentone. Do you remember that, Cass? They used to play classical music. Yeah. Um, it's a law. It's the law. Angela says, "Yeah, okay." It already existed? I wanna see a smoke alarm where you record your own voice. Do they have that? Oh, you really can. They have it in, New York. A Signal One vocal smoke alarm by a company called Signal One. No way. Let's go to CBS New York.
Health Watch. Shall we move on? Smoke alarms save lives, but surprisingly, they don't work as well for kids as for adults.
That's probably because children can be very sound sleepers. But Dr. Max Gomez is here to show us how adding a new voice to a smoke alarm could actually save their lives. Doctor.
That's right. And not just any voice, it's mom's voice that makes a difference. You know, any parent can tell you how soundly kids sleep, pick them up in the car, carrying them into the house, put them to bed, and they still don't wake up. That means kids may not respond to the high-pitched screech of conventional smoke alarms. It's a sound some have said could raise the dead, and that's the point. A piercing screech meant to rouse you from a deep sleep in the event of a fire.
The single most effective device available to the public today to increase fire safety.
Trouble is, not everyone is easily awakened by that smoke alarm siren. Most at risk are young children.
Children sleep longer and deeper than adults and require louder sounds to awaken than adults. And for these reasons, they're much more prone to die or to be injured in a house fire at night when asleep.
So Dr. Gary Smith of Nationwide Children's Hospital set about finding a better way to wake sleeping children. Fire! Fire! Some alarms already use a voice, but researchers thought a certain voice might be more effective.
Charlie, Charlie, wake up, get out of bed, leave the room.
They tested a few different phrases, which all worked about the same. The key was that the voice was the child's mother.
Most homes use a high-pitched tone smoke alarm, and when children heard that alarm sound, it took them almost 5 minutes to escape from the bedroom. However, when they heard the mother's voice on the smoke alarm, they were out within 18 to 28 seconds.
In other words, mom's voice made the smoke alarm 3 times more effective, which could be life-saving. And the voice didn't even have to use the child's first name.
Wake up, get out of bed.
So one alarm could be used for multiple children in the same household. Now, at this point, there are no commercially available smoke alarms where mom or dad could record their voice. So until there are, experts strongly recommend families make a fire escape plan and practice that plan both during the day as well as at.
Well, apparently, no, there is one now. It's called the Signal One, and it is available now. That video came out in November 2018, but over a year later, there is one now that you can actually buy. It's called, you can buy them on eBay too. They're called Kids Smart Vocal Smoke Detector. Your child record, you can record your own voice on it. Very interesting. So if you have young children in the home and you think they would not wake to a traditional smoke alarm, maybe look for one of these vocal smoke alarms where you can record your voice and be hyper annoying to your children. Might save their life though. See, even here on eBay, $14, as small as $14, you can get it for one that does. How much is a Signal one? Like $25. There's other ones. You'd have to search around what's available in your region. But there are ones that yeah, see, Signal One safety vocal smoke alarm says is the only smoke alarm that allows parents to record a personalized message in their own voice instructing their children to wake up. So there you go. Have small children, maybe that might be a great option for you. They're not that expensive. They seem to be around between about $15 and about $24. You may even be able to find rebates in your area from your local government for upgrading your smoke alarms if you have old ones. And you might be able to get a bit of a kickback on it and get one that works if you have a few little kids. Or maybe you got grandchildren that come and stay quite frequently. You could record Nanny's voice or Granddad's voice and be like, "Get up, you whippersnappers! Don't get off my lawn. Go to my lawn. Go to my lawn." And then you can yell at a cloud. Moonlight View says, and a second story chain ladders are really smart for all upstairs rooms. They are portable, strong, made of chain and ladder rungs. Like a it's just made of chain with like the bars in it, and you can just drop it out the window with the hooks on it, so you can climb down the side of the house. Yes, I have seen those too. Kiki Rose says many people can't afford it. I want to know if they make it a law, are they going to foot the cost for those who can't afford it? I don't know, but they may provide some sort of localized rebate for it, where you could, maybe your local government would give you either a discount, or if you bought it, you could bring in the receipt and give them, like, they'll give you some money back in a check or something, or take some money off your rates or something. Yeah, they don't seem like crazy expensive. Well, that's a very interesting story to end the show off. I never thought we'd get to smoke alarms. Both my cats just took off. They just took off. They're gone. that second story just really did it, and they are now gone. They've decided that Dad is making smoke detector noises, and we don't want to be here. By the way, I found a video of a guy with that sign I bought, if you guys want to have a look. It's only little, look. I'll show you. If you go here, this person had it. So there's that little on-air sign. I don't know where we're going to put it, but it'll be cool. So there you go. They were getting rid of it. That's from a channel called Hey Hey It's Nay Nay. Is that what it says? Where is it? I can't even find the channel now. I think that's what it's called anyway. Yeah, so it's called Hey Hey It's Nay Nay, which is a play on words for Hey Hey It's Saturday, which is an old show from Australia. Jojo says, I love that sign. Yeah, we should have it next week, and then I'll put it up. I think that'll be really cool, right? So we'll have like a little on-air sign. That's nice that they did that for some families. Kathy says, if you have several children, make them have a fire buddy, like a buddy system where they have to wake the other one up. That's a good idea. Lindy said, I had those ladders in both upstairs bedrooms of my last home. Did it work? Did you ever try them? Did you ever get drunk and decide to play snakes and ladders, but for real? So someone went and got a bunch of snakes, and you had to try get up the ladder while people dropped poisonous reptiles or on you. Nope. Lynn says nope. Never did that. You know, fun, Lynn. You should have played real life snakes and ladders. Would have been an eventful Saturday night. All right. I think we're just about done. Can send an alarm to your phone as well, those interconnected ones. They are not law here, not yet anyway. In Australia, you do not need to have those. You just need to have a photo whatever one. Lindy says I might have, and I don't remember. It's all the drinking, Lynn. It's all the drinking. Gambler says our Sheepoo was terrified of smoke alarms. If I had something playing online and a smoke alarm went off, even really low, he was scared. Yeah, our two cats are the same. I can have it on like super quiet and they'll hear it and just bolt. Rory's she's come back, but Muffin is gone. I don't even know where he is. He was sleeping over here before, and as soon as he heard it, he just took off into the back. He is gone. Kiki says that would be possible in Australia with all the venomous epilads that they have there. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why they're so deathly afraid of smoke alarms, but they are. All right, hold on. Let me check some. Oh, by the way, thank you for Kathy Lynch for supporting the channel with a gifted membership. Let me just check something. Oh, my friend Vicky K. Vicky K sent in a donation tonight. Vicky, I'm sorry I didn't see it when you were here. I know it's really late for her. Vicky, that is very kind of you, and I know people are really anxious to get the donator video back. We've had a couple of hiccups with it. This has been such a annoying little project, and it's taken much longer. And I promise you, I'm the first one who wants it to come back, because I can tell you for a fact that when we have the video, our like financials are better, and when we don't have it, it's much worse. So please don't think I'm just not doing it because I'm lazy. I have an incentive to do it. It's just the copyright issues and stuff have just been a bit of a pain in the bum. So we're working on it. It should be done soon. We're trying to find some more rights-free music at the moment. That's one of the reasons it's taking a little while, is because I don't want to annoy her. And so I'm having to sort of figure it out on my own. How is Reby? I haven't heard anything. The last I heard is that she was waiting on the test results for something. She won't tell me what it is, but she says it's very bad. So I hope she's okay. And I hope they come back negative. But she wouldn't tell me what it was. Or our names at least. What do you mean? No, the video will. Actually, let's see if we can play this. So this is not the final version. This is the original concept art that Reby made for me. The final one looks a little bit different. I've modified it somewhat, actually quite a bit. But this is sort of what it'll look like. So there you go. There's a bit of a look at it, but it's different to that now. The ones we've used now are completely. It's not that anymore. Oh, but Reby tried to do something for you all. When we got to 1,000, Reby wanted to make a collage of everyone's display photos, and no one wrote to her, so she never did it. But for the 1,000 subscriber thing, she was going to make a collage with everyone's display photos, so you were all represented, but no one got in touch with her. So she literally didn't get one email, and we advertised it on the show a few times. I'll do it again. Yeah, if you want your display photo to be in the collage, but she needs sort of like a majority of people to do it, otherwise it won't work. Where is it? Reby. Okay. Here. I know it'll take a bit of effort from everyone, but she needs people to send in the photo like that you use for your display photo. That's Reeby's email. Get in touch with her if you'd like that. Lindy says, I live in the dread of the battery getting low and the beeping making me go crazy. Yeah. Yeah, so when we open the show, it'll be that video. It's different now. It's different colors, a few other different things about it. And the music is different. That music, for some reason, Reeby said it's right, it's copyright free, but each time I play that little video, I get a notice saying that it's not copyright free. I don't get in trouble, but I get a notice saying that this part of the video or whatever is get claimed by someone else. So we've had to look for new music and a couple other details. That and when you're using different software. But it'll be back soon, I promise. I am working on it. My list of stuff is like 50 pages long for the channel. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're done for the night. It's 4 o'clock. We hopped on at 2, so we did a 2-hour show. That's not too bad for a Friday night, huh? That's not too bad. But you know what that means? That means we're probably going to be back tomorrow night again. I mean, we're on every night, 7 nights a week. And yeah, we'll be back. What else we're going to do? Haven't seen Cheated No More in a while. It's interesting the way people ebb and flow from channels. It's very interesting. Although I know Laura G out of the chat is really going through a bad time right now. I don't know if anyone saw, but I don't. Oh, actually, I don't know how much did she put it in the chat. She's in hospital right now, and she's been in hospital for a few weeks already. Now, if any of you know her, she is an amputee lady, and unfortunately, she's had to have another very drastic surgery, and I'm very, very sad for her that she's going through such a really, really horrible time. She doesn't deserve that, and she's going through a really, really tough time right now. And she's been my friend for like 2 years, and I feel really sad for her that she's back in hospital and her life is dramatically changed, unfortunately, again. Dramatically. Her life will look very different when she comes out. But I don't want to tell her story fully without her being okay with it. But just know that she's really needs some love and support and prayers and stuff like that. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of other people that have been sick. I know the Thoris has been a little under the weather for a while now. The Cheated No More's got her own challenges that's going on, so that's why she might not be here. We got a lot of different people that have got health issues. Unfortunately, it's very sad. But hey, it's life, hey. Lindy says, I'm so sad for Laura. She's been through so much. Me too. I wasn't expecting that update from her. I hadn't heard from her in a while, and normally we speak quite frequently. And then she popped up in the chat one day after not seeing her for like 2 weeks, and then she said she'd had, unfortunately, another major surgery, and it was random. She said it just one day she got really ill and had to go in, and they discovered something, and she had to have life-changing surgery. Jojo says, I haven't heard an update on her four son's mom. She was here last weekend. She was here. She was in the chat and she said she's feeling better. I haven't heard anything since then, but she did come in the chat and say she was feeling a lot better. How do I send that to Reeby, the full photo? Did I put the email for you? Yeah, you can just email it to her. Just attach it as a photo in an email to this email and get it to Reeby. And when she has enough photos, she'll make the collage for everyone. And then we'll use it in the show. And I don't know, we may end up making a new background thing at some stage and stuff like that. Actually, I really like this one. I love this one. This is the one that we originally made. It's so good. Such a shame it took so long for me to figure out how to get it up. But Reeby's made so many great artworks. I get indecisive because she's always making such great things for the channel. But she made this really nice one here. I've used it as a what do you call it? A thumbnail. I've used it as a thumbnail a couple of times. Where is it? If I can find it. All right, here. This one, and I think at some point I'm going to buy another sign and we might be able to swap them in and out on different days to keep the background cool for you. But I love this, and I think I'm going to make this photo into another background poster thing. And I'm gonna make another foam thing and have 2 of them so we can switch them around on different days or something like that. Marilyn said, in Web Sleuths tonight, Four Sons' mum was there. Yeah, I did see her last weekend, so I'm glad she's going back to Web Sleuths. That's good. Your other cat will get jealous. Yeah, Kathy, drive safe. Have fun getting back to Tennessee. I hope your week away was enjoyable with your husband. And did your kids go? I hope it was interesting for you both. Lucky you did not get abducted by the pirates. That is good. Yeah, I think that's about it, though. I think that's good. Hey, Niners football on Monday. If you're a 49ers fan, the season is back. We have to climb that mountain all over again for another shot at a Super Bowl. I'm broken. As a Niners fan, I am just broken. I just want to see them win one. We've been to 2 in like 3 years and lost both of them. Are we the 1990 Bills? Are we the 2020 version of the Buffalo Bills? Is that us? Is that the Niners? It might be. Kiki says, I'm a football widow. Yeah, so's Mrs. Ping on football season. I love football. I can't wait to see my Niners. Not too big to cry. I cried the day we lost the Super Bowl. I did. I was so sad. Because we lost in overtime and I thought we had it. We played such a good game. And we screwed it up. Kyle Shanahan really screwed up that overtime pick of when they flipped the coin and all that. Really stupid what he did. Didn't know the rules, thought the rules were the same as during the season for overtime, and they weren't. It's only like in the season, it's if you score, you win. But in the Super Bowl, it was both teams get a possession of the ball or whatever. So even if you score, the other team gets a chance at it. And it didn't, it was very, very silly or whatever. And we should have got the ball instead of giving them the ball. And apparently Kansas City said, as soon as we heard that they didn't want the ball, they knew they were going to win the Super Bowl. They knew it. DJ says Jojo was gifted a membership. Aye, Jojo. Yay. I'm so glad Jojo got a membership. Thank you, Kathy. That was very kind of you. I'm glad that Jojo got that. Because Jojo has been coming here for like years. Let me check one final thing before we go. Let's see how our memberships are going. I haven't checked on it in like a week. Let me have a look at my statistics for you. It says here we got 61 total members right now. We only had one person cancel, same as last week. We just had one person that doesn't want to be here anymore. I'm sorry about that. And we had 8 gifted memberships that expired, but we gained more than we had leave, so that's good. And our revenue is not too bad. We earn about $100 from the memberships each month, which is pretty cool. Helps Ping out a lot. Oh, a new person. Who is... I hate when they do this. So often you guys, when you post, it'll come through as a name. So like Kathy Lynch or whatever. But in your account, it's got like a different name. Like, I don't know, K1982 and 3001 or something. When I see it in my panel, Sometimes it gives me your other name, which is really annoying. But K Summer is a new member. Jojo is a new member. Smelly Cat became a member a couple of days ago. That is really cool. My friend Bullseye was a member a few days ago too. I think that was a gifted one. And we got so many great members. It says right now we have 61 active members. That is amazing, and I'm very thankful. It's people like you, people that support the channel that allow me to be here 7 days a week. We literally here every day. I don't have a day off. We come on and do a show, at least one show every day. Every day we do at least 2 hours. So Gambler says, I forgot what year the one we have now is good until. I think they're like, some of them are like 3 or 5 years, but you're supposed to check the battery every 12 months. So I don't know if that helps you. All right. Hey, let's get out of here. It's late. What time is it for you guys? Let's see. Says it's 2:10 a.m. Saturday morning for people on the East Coast, which means it's 11 p.m. on the West Coast, right? Midnight Mountain Time, Pacific is 11, Central is 1 a.m., and Eastern Time is 2 a.m. So there you go. It is almost midnight for everyone except for Pacific. Pacific's just about 50 minutes away. Angela says, thank you for a great show. Enjoy your evening with Mrs. Ping. I will. Actually, last night we went out for dinner and I got a curry, and it was the best curry I've eaten in about 5 years. It was great. Oh, a plug-in carbon dioxide detector? Sorry, I thought you were talking about a smoke alarm. Those carbon dioxide detectors are fantastic. They can save so many lives. If you don't have one and you have gas in your property, get one. It might save your life. One day I'll tell you about the story. There was a guy on Reddit that was posting he kept posting all this stuff like, all this weird stuff keeps happening to me, and I find all these notes around my house, and it was the most tripped out story, right? And everyone's like, oh my god, there's someone living in his walls, but it wasn't. They had a gas leak, and when he was I can't remember what was triggering the gas leak, but something would intermittently trigger the gas leak, and then they would get gas poisoning. And why they were messed up on the gas, they were leaving notes for themselves, and they'd be like, remember in the morning to do X, Y, and Z, and ended up being that they had a gas leak in the property. That's what was causing all this random behavior. One day I'll find the old Reddit thread for it and I'll read it to you. But one of the most tripped out stories I've ever read about someone with like a gas leak in their property. I mean, it was really odd. They thought someone was breaking into their property at night and moving all their stuff around and like leaving notes for them. And they were really like concerned. They're like, every time I wake up in the morning, there's all these notes in my house, and there's like food missing, and someone took the rubbish out. And they were just like, they couldn't understand it. They're like, what the hell is going on? Am I going crazy? And yeah, it ended up being that they had a natural gas leak in their home, and it was causing them to have gas poisoning every night. And then they figured it out and they got it fixed, and he was fine. But yeah, one day I'll find that thread for you and read it to you. It's really weird. Or you can look it up after the show. It is a very strange story. Okay, good night, everyone. We've babbled a lot for a long time. What is your question? Oh, how long do gifts last? Oh, 1 month. They last for a single month. And then I think they can choose to either continue it. I think YouTube asks them in an email. They say like, hey, do you want to continue with it? Or if you don't, it will just expire on its own. There you go. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see it. My chat looks different to your chat. So what you see in the chat is not what I see. I see like it's not quite in the same order as what you guys see it in. Don't know why. It's just the way StreamYard does it. Anyways, I love you all. Peace out. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Someone asked if it'll be an early show. No promises. It's a weekend. I'll do what I can. If I'm up to it and I can come on at 9, I will. If not, it'll probably be a late show. So you can watch it on the replay thing, okay? Bye. You have to go. See you later. Bye.